Hey guys, this is a video on the Great Depression and the New Deal. And on a more personal note, I know some of my videos and uploading sequences are out of order, and I just talk about or lecture on subjects that I really feel that I feel like at that moment, and this is one of them because we're studying it partially in U.S. History AP. Okay, the Great Depression. Great Depression is probably the most pressing time in American history. Now, you can argue that and say that World War II is, or the Vietnam War is, or the Gulf War, or the Iraq War, but the reason why I'm saying it is the most pressing time is because it affects civilians, American civilians, on a direct basis. And the Great Depression officially hits on Black Tuesday when the stock market crashes 10/29/29. That's probably the only significant date I remember from history. Just kidding. Yeah, 10/29/29. Black Tuesday. The stock market crashes. America's in total disarray. No one knows what to do. The president says, we should help the American people by encouraging private charities. That'll be really good. Now, the president at the time was Herbert Hoover, and he had a very hands-off approach to this. And we've seen in the past that the government has to get involved at some point or the other to stimulate the economy. But Herbert Hoover's like, guys, you figure it on your own. I'll just be morally supporting you, and hopefully if it doesn't get solved, well, I don't know what to do. So that happens, and Hoover starts projects at the end of his presidency to help people in the Depression. For example, the Hoover Dam in Nevada. If anybody of you have ever seen it, you know what it is. It's a huge dam that supplies power to, I think, 8 states? I'm not really sure, so don't hold me on that. But the Hoover Dam, but by that time it's way too late, and people want to change. So what happens is a newcomer, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, comes to the White House. And in his speeches and in his platform, he doesn't really elaborate. All he says is he'll fix something. And in his inaugural address, he says, I propose a new deal to the American people. But what exactly is that new deal? No one knows. But just that fact alone that he will do something, even that minute something, to improve the life of the average American is enough for America. So Roosevelt comes in power, and there is a period called the 100 Days Congress. I'll write down for you so you guys will have a visual, but I know it'll be upside down, but I'm really bad at writing. Whatever. I'm not gonna say something and say something really stupid. Really bad at writing upside down. Yeah. So the 100 Days Congress. I can see it. Oh, I forgot days. But yeah, the 100 Days Congress is a period where Congress passes tremendous bills at the behest of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Now, the first New Deal. This is the first New Deal. The first New Deal includes things like the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, which is blamed as socialist, the AAA, the Agricultural Administration. Yeah, administration. I'm missing a letter, but you guys get the point. The AAA, the CCC, the Civilian Corps, the Civilian. Wow, I'm forgetting this. Okay, the CCC. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I just forgot the names for his acronyms. the WPA, the Works Progress Administration, the PWA, the Public Works Administration. These two specifically created jobs for people, created public works, like for example the Holland Tunnel, and different airports, different buildings, and this gave whatever meager salary a job and a means of supporting the family. And it is important to discuss Roosevelt's belief in inflationary policies. Roosevelt wanted to take away the international gold standard and inflate the currency, the dollar in this case, because we're talking about the USA, to amazing extremes so that the people will be forced to spend more for goods, because as we know, what happens in inflation is the price goes up and people's salaries usually go up. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's when there's a problem. So inflation. So we have all these alphabet acronyms. I call them AA for short, alphabet acronyms, that describe different programs instituted by the first New Deal. And so, and this is very important. There's a British economist by the name of Keynes, and he says, and it's his doctrine in a way, I guess you could say, that in order to get out of a depression, a nation must deficit spend. Now, a lot of you know, today we are big believers of deficit spending. And deficit spending is spending in when you don't have money, but by taking loans. Now this has bad consequences and good consequences. Good consequences is in a time of dire need, it jumpstarts the economy. Bad consequences is, as today, we end up owing everything to China. But that's a different issue for a different time. So yeah, that's the first New Deal. And people actually do like this New Deal because it offers them a chance to do something with their lives if they don't have a job by way of the PWA or the WPA. Now that's that. The next thing is the second New Deal. And in between these New Deals, there are congressional elections. And some of you might know, but congressional elections are a way of telling the president that the people like what he's doing or the people don't like what he's doing. And examples of this is shown in present day, 2010. We had congressional elections. Obama was defeated soundly because the House of Representatives went from Democrat to Republican, and the Democrats lost many seats in the Senate. That's why we have a new Speaker of the House, not new anymore, but we have a Speaker of the House, John Boehner, Republican, instead of Nancy Pelosi, Democrat. So that's the first New Deal. The second New Deal became even more liberal in its ways because Franklin Delano Roosevelt saw that people supported the first New Deal and they felt that at least it was doing something. And the second New Deal just made things more liberal. There wasn't really any new policies established. It was just more liberal with money and more big government, as is liberal. And as many of you see today, the Tea Party is conservative because it says laissez-faire. I'm saying it wrong. I know I don't take French. Sorry, guys. But laissez-faire. Here you go. Laissez-faire, and which means hands off, no government in the economy. And that's that. But it is important to note that the New Deal just made the Great Depression bearable for Americans. What really jump-started the economy was World War II on December 11th, 1941. Excuse me. And yep, that's the second New Deal, and Great Depression in a nutshell. I hope this video really helped you guys, and I'll see you next time. The History Guy signing off.